Hey, what's up, T-Belly? Yeah, me too. I was not disappointed by the last one, that's for sure. The last Nindies showcase. I never even got into the first floor, kids. I heard that was pretty fun, though. I asked them for a review code for that game, and they were like, yeah, sure. And then they never got back to me, and I got too busy to even bother with it. I'm just playing this as background music while we're waiting, because there's no background music for this. Four people in the chat. What else people looking forward to here? Anyone have anything in mind? Hey, what's up, Super Nintendo? Good to see you, man. What are you looking forward to, Super Nintendo? And can you guys hear the audio okay? And can you hear my voice okay? Is everything good to go on this? Always like to check before it actually starts. No, they already said, Team Cherry said they're not going to have Hollow Knight discussed in this. And I asked them why, and they never responded to me. A new Shovel Knight? Well, King of Cards hasn't come out yet. You think they'd be advertising another Shovel Knight on top of that? Or do you think they'll just be advertising more King of Cards? Perfect, the audio and me are good? Okay, cool. Thank you. Castle Crashers, that's a good one. That's one of those games that would never get old, no matter how many years go by. We got it starting up pretty soon. 3 minutes. A TMNT beat 'em up. That's a good idea. But would a TMNT beat 'em up? Would that be indie? I feel like that's too. That name is just too big time for an indie. But something similar to that, maybe without the actual Ninja Turtles, would be cool. I'm surprised there's only 4 people here right now. I thought it'd be a little bit busier. Hey, what's up, Nate? Good to see you, man. This Nintendo's running this at a really awkward time. Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. on the West Coast. You know, I kind of feel like I don't think we're gonna get Cuphead. I feel like that's like everyone's talking about Cuphead, but the creators of it already said that that was a Xbox exclusive, and that the only potential for new Cupheads would be the second and third one because it's gonna be a trilogy. But I don't think they're gonna already have information on the second one yet. Maybe though, it's been a year. I know it took them 10 years to make the first game. I wouldn't imagine they'd have the second one ready to be advertised in a year later. Hey, what's up, Jay? Switchcraft, how's it going, man? Well, here we go, here we go.
Hey folks, Damon Baker of the Publisher and Developer Relations team here at Nintendo of America. It's hard to believe that it was only a year ago that I was out here telling you all about the amazing games we had lined up for the launch of Nintendo Switch. Now I won't get all wistful on you.
I feel like his audio and his lips are not on.
Nindies, the content partners who made this last year one to remember. What started as a community has grown into a family, supported by the shared passion between independent developers, their games, and the fans who have embraced them. And I'm happy to say that the family continues to grow in 2018 and beyond. So, without further ado, let's kick things off with the latest addition to the fam. This one might creep up on you.
That's dedication, Jay. Thank you. I appreciate that, man.
Clay Entertainment's critically acclaimed stealth platformer is back and slicker than ever. Mark of the Ninja Remastered will show you what it truly means to be a ninja. Don't let this modern classic sneak by when it launches on Nintendo Switch this fall.
I never really got into the original, but I know it got really good reviews.
I should probably introduce the crazy uncle of our department and the head of indie relations, Kirk Scott. So why don't you tell him a little bit about yourself?
Thanks, Damon. Well, I enjoy candlelight lunches, short walks on the beach, and amazing independent games.
That's enough.
This guy's got a dream job. The Indies relationship manager for Nintendo.
Anything can become a weapon. And in Sterling Games' new fighting game, Fantasy Strike, this rule applies to the wind, fire.
Hey, J-Love, thanks for coming by.
Gambling, paint, even time itself. Whether you face the fight alone, in local multiplayer, or online, you can enjoy the nuanced mechanics of a deep fighter with simple combos and easy to perform special moves, shifting the focus from memorization to pure strategy. Pass a single Joy-Con controller and duke it out anywhere when Fantasy Strike comes to Nintendo Switch this summer. Ever heard of a musical bullet hell game? Neither have we. And that's why we're crazy about Berserk Studios' Just
That
Shapes
fantasy
and Beats.
fighter game looked kind of meh to
Frenzy
me.
of deadly shapes set to rad beats from more than 20 chiptune artists. You can face the music solo or with up to 3 friends in local or online co-op. And this just in, there's also a full story mode you can take on alone or with your friends.
I never really got into beat games.
Just Shapes and Beats launches first on Nintendo
Like, I get
Switch
why they're
this summer.
fun, but I don't know.
Nice. Well, this next
I don't play my
will
games
get
with
your heart
audio
beating
all
in
the
a
time,
different way.
so beat games are kind
Tiny
of
Build
tough
Games
to...
is lifting the door on
tough to
Garage,
play
a
through for
top-down
me.
shooter inspired by the gloriously gory VHS era of B-movies. I'm
Chiptune
talking stuff
beat,
we
yeah, I
can't
heard
even
about
show
that.
you in
Oh,
this
good.
video. As you solve the mystery of a gritty underworld, you'll slay hordes of living dead and tentatively living mutants. Along the way, you'll collect new weapons that can hopefully keep you alive long enough to see the light. Play Garage first on Nintendo Switch when it launches like a rocket this spring.
Looks okay.
You know, that looks exactly like my garage. It could use a pool table, though.
Luckily, I've got just the thing. Adult Swim Games and Reckham have joined creative forces to bring us a world where everything from jungles to deserts to cities is one giant cartoon game of pool. Of course, sinking the 8-ball is the ultimate goal, but how will you fare as a clueless cue ball?
This is the first game that actually strikes me as very interesting so far in this event.
Man, it's weird and crazy in a really, really fun way. There are more than 100 levels to conquer and local multiplayer for up to 4 players. Be there when it launches first as a system exclusive for the Nintendo Switch later this year.
If you're like me, you like your chicken served up nitrate-free and your bomb chicken served up by the good people at Nitrome. They describe this beauty as a chicken platformer, combining action, puzzles, and arcade goodness into one explosively fun game. Lay bombs to escape tricky situations, lay stacks to reach up high, and start a fire to discover...
This looks actually really fun, too. It kind of reminds me of more puzzle-like Box Boy, like more variety to Box Boy.
When Bomb Chicken launches first on Nintendo Switch this summer.
I am extremely pumped to announce Luminous Remastered,
cool.
an HD remake of the critically acclaimed puzzle game from Enhanced Games.
I always thought this game was really, really overrated.
A bombastic harmony of
like
light,
it's fun,
sound,
but
and intense puzzle action make this game as unforgettable to play alone as it is with a friend in local multiplayer.
I remember playing this way back on my PSP, and
designed to work with the HD
it was just like I played it forever. Like I would never die. The game just lasts forever, and the challenge just wasn't there with
Luminous
it.
Remastered drops into the Nintendo
Once you get good at
eShop
it.
this spring.
In Reigns, Kings and Queens from Nereal and Devolver Digital, you're a monarch of the modern age. That means you face a seemingly never-ending series of requests from peasants, allies, and enemies. Your word may be law, but what happens when your choices threaten the balance between influential factions? Your only option is to outwit and outlast those who would seek to overthrow you and your family in this compilation of Reigns and Reigns Her Majesty. For the first time, you can enjoy local co-op decision-making exclusively on Nintendo Switch when Reigns, Kings and Queens rises to power this spring.
I have no idea what that game's about.
What is that thing?
Did I miss that, or is that just me?
Boy's presence. The boy should be cautious.
Yeah, they do make some crazy games. Is this one Digital Revolver? I didn't see that. Well, you're not alone, Jay. I mean, so far, there's only been a couple games that really stood out to me. This one's one of them. Lightfall and that pool ball game from Adult Swim.
The platforming adventure Lightfall will take you to the forgotten world of Numbra, where you'll uncover your mysterious past and hopefully save its inhabitants from imminent threat. Master your surroundings by manipulating the Shadow Core, a magical box used to propel yourself into the air and forge your own
Reigns
path.
was okay.
Bishop Games was kind enough to let us reveal a world debut, Speedrun Mode, which allows
And I'm
you
not
to
against
race
crazy
against your
games.
friends
I have no
even the
idea what they were
fastest
even trying to
players in the
advertise. Just showing
Develop your
pictures and
skills
talking.
and
I'm
see
like,
how high you
what's
can
this
place
game
in the
about?
online
Is it a
leaderboard.
card game? Like I didn't get
Lightfall
it.
releases first on Nintendo Switch this spring.
Okay, partner, giddy up, because I'm right behind you with another great game. West of Loathing from Asymmetric. There's nothing quite like a slapstick comedy, stick figure, Wild West RPG adventure, am I right? As you explore the sprawling open world as one of 3 character classes, you'll wrestle up a heap of danger, quests, and puzzles, not to mention jokes, goofs, gags, and mysteries to solve too. And if you feel like it, there's optional turn-based combat, more than 50 hats to collect, and liberal use of Oxford commas. Laugh yourself to tears this spring when West of Loathing launches as a system exclusive on Nintendo.
That one could be very hit or miss.
Huda
Looks
is a
decent,
co-op
yeah, I agree.
exploration puzzle game from
But it
Henchman
could be
and
awful too, so.
It's about 2 unlikely travel companions going on an adventure within a mysterious
I always get
world.
concerned when they say it's an
their
RPG
unique
with
individual
optional
talents,
turn-based
they reveal a
combat. It's like, well,
magical world within the
what do you mean?
mountain
You
by
don't
working
have to
together.
fight in it? That's kind of
Huda is
strange.
inspired by Norwegian art and culture, resulting in a stunning story environment. The game works well as a single player also, but it's nice to soak in the relaxing atmosphere with a friend or family member by playing with the 2 Joy-Con controllers included in a single system.
Piece together the secret history of the mountain when Puda launches on Nintendo Switch this spring.
That could be good. I feel like they're pushing
So,
out
some of you
all
may
these
have been
puzzle
following
games
a
that
little
are
game called The
better with the
Messenger.
second player.
And last you saw, Sabotage hinted that there
It's like,
may
that's
be
great,
more to
but
this platform
I
than
like to play
old
puzzle
school
games
8-bit
alone. We need
goodness.
some more single player
The
puzzle
Messenger
games.
hinges on an amazing feature.
This looks like
the
Ninja
ability
Gaiden.
to transform from an 8-bit platformer into a gloriously rendered 16-bit time-traveling adventure.
Now it looks like
Journey
Shinobi.
through this cursed land as a young ninja on a mission to deliver a scroll paramount to his clan's survival. On your quest, you'll find upgrades, new abilities, hidden levels, and a plethora of great speedrunning opportunities when the Messenger comes to Nintendo Switch this summer.
That one looks like it's going to be really good. That's Devolver Digital, of course.
The developers at Plausible Concept
They're always good.
and publisher Raw Fury are about to pitch you against a Viking horde. So arm your troops, shore up your defenses, protect your citizens, inspire their loyalty, and you may live to see peace again. In this real-time tactics roguelike game, each commander you lose is gone forever. Lose everything and it's game over. See for yourself when Bad North launches first on Nintendo Switch.
That looks
this
interesting
summer.
too. I'd
All
want
right,
to play a
Damon,
demo of that
finally
first
time for
before
our
I
last
bought it
announcement
though.
of the day. And it is with great pleasure that I confirm that Banner Saga 3 is headed to Nintendo Switch. As the epic conclusion to Stoic's award-winning trilogy of mature, story-driven role
You say this is the final one of the day? Is this only 10 minutes long?
More tough battles, difficult choices, and tragic losses.
I hope that's not what I
when
just
Banner
heard.
Saga 3 releases this summer on Nintendo Switch.
What if you haven't played the first 2 games before?
I can also confirm that Banner Saga 1 and 2 are coming soon to Nintendo Switch. And your personal story, progress, and
I could never
choices
get
from the
into
first
those.
2
They got
games
such
will
great
also carry.
reviews and great
So
ratings,
think
and I love Final
strategically,
Fantasy
otherwise,
Tactics,
you
and
may
I
be mourning a
I
favorite
just felt like there was way
character
too much
forever.
reading involved. I was like, I just want to play the
Well,
game.
folks, that's a wrap. From all of us at Nintendo, we'd like to thank our Nindy partners for continuing to support the growing library.
Yeah, I
of
love how
amazing
they're
third-party
launching on the
games
Switch first.
on
I
Nintendo Switch.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
I can't believe that was it. That was like 11 minutes, if that. Nothing completely blew me away. Nothing really blew my mind and wowed me. That was not good. Just did my live stream. I'm like, what? All right, off to lunch. Later, Super Nintendo. Yeah, just final thoughts on that. I feel like the Nindies showcase last year blew me away. Like when they were showing Shovel Knight and Super Meat Boy, Yono the Celestial Elephant, SteamWorld Dig 2, Mulaka. So many incredible games last year. And this year it was just kind of like, eh. I mean, I guess The Messenger was probably the standout. But I don't feel like they did a good job explaining what the games even were. I feel like they just showed colors and movement and said a little bit of the backstory of the game, but it never actually talked about the actual gameplay and what you do in the game, which is kind of what I'm looking for. But maybe I'm just on an island with that. I don't know. With the backlog that we have growing, you need to really get wild these days with games, and maybe we're all just a little bit spoiled. Should have just dropped them in the eShop. Exactly. Banner Saga is something you're looking forward to. That's good. Banner Saga is already available, and I've already played through about half of the first Banner Saga, and I'm like, it's good, but I didn't feel the urge to keep going back to it. Maybe I'll give it another shot on the Switch and feel different about it. But for an event like this, I feel like the final game, the last going out with a big bang, they need like a game that no one's heard of before that looks really cool. By going out with the Banner Saga, it's kind of like, okay, I can load that up in Steam right now and play it. I have it. I can show you guys while we're playing. We can sit here and play it right now. There's nothing special about that being a surprise because that already exists. Yeah, I would see if they ported Pushmo, I'd be like, heck yeah, I'm pretty excited about Pushmo. I just wish they'd release the virtual Well, if you watch my video on the virtual console being dead, they're never going to be announcing a virtual console. They've already kind of confirmed that. It's going to be more of like a rental service for their online when that kicks off. And that's going to fail miserably, and then eventually they'll bring in the virtual console due to customer complaints. That's my long-term prediction. I think our expectations for directs are too high. Yes, I would say that, although I would also argue I've tempered my expectations tremendously going into these after learning never to get excited for them, and I still feel like they don't hit my expectation level even when bringing them down. So, but maybe that's just me. I don't want to sound like a spoiled brat because, like I said, last year's Nindies Showcase completely blew me away, and while I wasn't expecting it to be on par with that, I was kind of hoping it would be approaching that. And I feel like if you give last year's Nindies Showcase 100 points, I'd give this showcase like 50. But we still have Octopath Traveler coming out, so there's that. Yeah, for it being just a hair over 10 minutes long, this was... I feel like they should if they're gonna provide a direct to people, they need to say they need to set expectations. They need to say, we're gonna do an Indies event tomorrow. It's gonna run for 10 minutes, and we're gonna go over some of the upcoming titles for next year. Instead of saying it's gonna be a Nintendo Nindies Direct, announced it 3 days in advance. You know, getting everyone excited about it, not knowing what it is, what to look forward to, what to expect out of it. Nintendo didn't do a good job of tempering people's expectations either. If Nintendo gave us GameCube and Wii games on the online subscription, I'd be happy. I'm probably gonna get some Game Boy. Yeah, probably. 2 years. Good luck with that. Hello, why though? So, yeah, I guess those are my thoughts on the Nindies Showcase. I kind of was expecting this to have a lot more talking points on it. I don't know. Maybe I should have been making notes to it because I wasn't making notes, and literally after it's over, I'm kind of like, that ninja game looked okay. But again, I feel like they needed to, instead of have a 30-second trailer, they needed like a 1.5-minute trailer for each game and give people a good in-depth look at what each game is going to provide to them. It's kind of frustrating. And I'm not even a fanboy. If Sans? Who's Sans? Oh, thanks, Jay. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, a lot of work went into that video, so I'm glad it turned out well. A lot of people were giving me really good feedback on that, and I was like, finally, like I feel happy with a video that I put out. I really appreciate that. Yeah, no, I you know what's funny is like Mario World has always been my favorite Mario. It's not like it's changed over the years, and I find it hard to believe that Nintendo would ever be able to top that feeling they did in my life. I'm let down by the direct, but I never buy eShop games. Too many. Yeah, exactly, Ryuku. Although with limited run games coming in and filling that void of indie games that aren't getting physical releases, it's changing a lot of people's perception of them. Oh, yeah, no. Sans from Undertale, he's not going to be in Smash. They already announced there's going to be... I would be beyond shocked if any indie characters ever make it into Smash, because the creator of Smash Brothers already said himself he doesn't want indie characters in it. And Sans is way too small time. I mean, if anything, they're going to bring a much bigger name like Shovel Knight, which they made an amiibo for, or something like that. But even that, I don't think they would. To be honest, I hope Shovel Knight is in it. I mean, I think Shovel Knight would be a great character, but I wouldn't get your hopes up for it. Oh, later, Jay. I didn't even see you were leaving. Sorry. Dude, that game sucked me in hard. Yeah, me too. Later, Jay. Thanks so much for coming by. All right, well, I guess I will be ending the live stream because there's really not too much more to talk about. There was nothing about that blew me away besides that ninja game. Nothing that's going to be getting me super duper excited. But I'm not going to lie to you guys and be like, oh my god, these games look incredible. It's like, there are better games on the horizon that we already knew about, like Octopath Traveler and games like that. So I will be calling it a stream. Thank you guys so much for watching. What editing software I use, it depends on the video, but typically Sony Vegas. But thank you guys so much for joining, and and I will catch you next time. I might be streaming later today. I might be streaming a game later today if I can get the time. My wife's going to be taking the kids out of the house for a while, so maybe I'll catch you guys later. Otherwise, thank you so much for coming by. I'll catch you next time.